Thanks for joining, everybody. KW Commercial SoCal meeting. We have more people jumping on the call. Thanks again for joining. We have Ricky Dillon today. Rick is a CoStar rep. I consider him to be actually the best guy, the best asset CoStar has. Thanks, Ricky, for taking the time today to join on the call.
Oh, you're welcome, Manny.
On the meeting. And Ricky is going to give us some rundown, some updates about, CoStar, recent things that they have, or excuse me, whatever question that you might have. As you know, all of our offices, well, at least those that are enrolled in my offices, the Calabasas, West Side, and Long Beach, as of last week as well. We have the CoStar National Suite, which once again, that's a nationwide access and whatever extra features. So once again, I thought it's going to be appropriate to bring Ricky on the call and share some stuff. And once again, you guys can ask some questions and we'll take it from there.
And Manny, if you could just make me the presenter, so that way I can share my screen with you.
Is that was that you or Mike? Ricky, is that you?
It's for me, yeah. If
sorry,
you could just make me the presenter, that way I can share my screen and we can
absolutely.
Kind of
Give me a second over here. Make host. Let me know.
Sure.
Yeah, I just made you the host. Just make sure not to drop the call at the end.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'm gonna admit Albert here. Okay, admit. And so go more, and then I gotta go to share my screen. Give me a moment here.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, whoever's on the call, if you don't mind just to mute yourself, if you don't speak, feel free. Once again, Rick with CoStar, if you have any questions, etc., feel free to add on. But yeah, all yours. Thank you.
Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks everyone for letting me join your meeting. And just know that I'm always available to do a GoToMeeting or a Zoom meeting with anyone on a one-on-one basis if they have questions that come up. So, we're going to be having our state of the market coming up for, office, industrial, and retail coming up in Q4, as we just had ours in July for the last one. But if you want to find out where most of those are, when you come into the homepage here, everything here is more like national news in the center, and then everything on the left-hand side is more LA specific. And if you scroll down far enough, then you come to these the featured videos. So if you just come over here to the right and just scroll over a little bit more, you can go. If you just keep going, you can then go into some of the. Okay, here we go. State of the market. So. Abby does it for retail. If we keep scrolling over here, you can get to like multifamily, office, industrial. So that's one. If you missed any of the ones that we had in the summer, you can go there. They're just like video tutorials. This one will be hosted on basically like the state of the market for retail. Like they'll do a national perspective, and then they'll do an LA centric one too. So. But if you just want to go into the different news, the different, asset classes, you can then dive into the news this way too. So I just wanted to point that out. You just go into the feature, then you can find them there. Or you can just go to analytics. And if you pop into markets and submarkets, my computer's a little slow. My VPN slows down my connection really. It's like crawling. So if we go here to LA, for example, you could then go down, and if you go down deep enough, you'll find the videos. The same thing if you sorry, it's still delayed. If you want to go into the submarkets, so there is a video. I just didn't wait long enough. Not patient enough today. So if you wanted to go into any one of the different submarkets and just click on it, we're going to have a video and a narrative on what's happening, you know, in this particular submarket of Los Angeles for multifamily. But you can do office, you can do retail, industrial, and if you let it populate long enough, the video will pop up of the Economist. So that's here in like the market and submarkets. And then getting back, I'm not going to let this load. It's going to take a minute. We just get back by clicking on the CoStar. So we're going to come back to the news page real quick. So that just gets us out of like one area. So there's two different ways that you can go into analytics and kind of look at like commentary from any of the in-market economists. So one other thing that's really new that we just launched is called public record. So there's two different ways that you can go into public record. Sure. You can go into it just by itself. Okay. And what I like to do, give me a minute, is you can go in and you can select your primary use. It's like here it says apartment versus multifamily, which that's different. And then, you know, you're looking at all these little dots as opposed to, you know, how we have it in CoStar Property. And I'm going to show you that in a second. If you use Chrome, you can just use the duplicate tab, and you can just have multiple tabs open of CoStar at the same time. Just go ahead. So what I mean by that, let me just, I'm going to get back on the same page here. So I'm going to do it two ways. We just went into public record this way, but I want to go back and I want to go into an all property search as well, because there's two different ways to go into public record, and I'm going to show you that in a second. And I just wanted to show you, it's going to look a little different. Like when we go in by all properties, this is what we're used to seeing. And then when we choose our listing type, or our property type, excuse me, it's going to say multifamily. It's not going to say apartment. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just got to admit Joey in. Okay. Got another joiner here. So when we go into all properties, this is what we're used to, and this is what I'm talking about. It looks different. Like when we go in, if we go back to, this is public record, and it's going to look a little bit different. What's unique about public record is we're going to track everything. This is everything basically that like the assessor has, or the assessor shows. So we can go in here and if we want to look at the loan, we can put in like when it was originated, or we want to find out, we want to look at loans that are coming up in either the next 6 months or the next year. But what's also, we can also do is go in and we can put in like by the loan to value. So, you know, how is this property like upside down? We can tell by going in this way. We could also choose like loan type, rate types. And I just wanted to point that out. So that's a way to prospect. The other way, of course, when you're just going in, and let's say you're looking for a certain number of units, like 10 to 50, and you know, we're just looking in this section of, let me just move here we go. Let me just move it over a little bit to like West LA. And so let's say we wanted to go into like one of these properties, and just go here. So we're on one of the tabs, we're also going to see public record. Okay, so I'm just showing you that there's two different ways you can go directly into public record. And then it's also going to be tagged here on any property that you go into through all properties. So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. And then it's just going to pull pretty much all the, you know, the loan data, when the last loan was, any improvements, assessments, etc. So, and this is by going into property. And just in case no one knows, this is like your rent comps. These are in real time, and you can modify these rent comps just like you can. Let's say this was an office building, you got lease comps, you can go in and modify the comps. Now we use something called collaborative filtering. So everything in here in the green, besides like, this is like our subject property, these other green diamonds, these are also what renters clicked on as far as property comparables. So we're using those, and that's what we call a collaborative filtering. Now, if some of these rent comps are way off, you could always go in, and if you click on this, and you can hit remove selected, and if you do that, it's going to change your comp set. So it went up a little bit. The same thing, if you choose any one of these outliers in here, it'll change your rent comp. So I just wanted to point that out. This is something that you can modify. Your sales comps, everyone probably knows this is like the actual sales comp, not the rent comps. And then these are just going to load. It's going to bring up comparables for you. And you can go into each one of these comps too. But the other thing is when I first logged into CoStar, I'm from the news tab and we went into analytics, you can also get to analytics right here. So it's going to pretty much tell you pretty much all the key performance indicators. It's going to look at your property here, and it's going to compare it to other properties that are just like it, and then it's going to compare it by the submarket. And then it's going to do the same thing, whether it's availability, inventory, sales, demand. If you scroll down, it's going to give you all these key factors on each one of the properties. So. And there's another way you can also get to this information, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. The changes tab, this is just any changes that's happened to this in like the last 30, 60, 90 days, or even the last 7 days. You can go here, and then you can bring that up on your property. Here's like all the time, all time for the changes. The contacts is really important because this is where you're going to find your true owner information. So if we want to look at AJ's portfolio, we can click on him right here. Okay, we don't have the president's email, but we got Carolyn's email. We can look at his properties. Here's what he owns. We can look at his transactions. So this is really important. And then if you ever have any questions, let's say you wanted to, you were missing that one email, you can come down here to Adam and say, shoot him an email on this property. It automatically pre-populates which property you're talking about. And you can just shoot him an email and say, hey Adam, can you help me find the email address on this, or whatever other question you may have. You can just shoot it to him directly, and then it'll automatically blind copy yourself, and then his boss and everyone else. So they'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on real quick, anything in the news would be right here. And the same thing, the map, you got like these new little map layers, which you can also, if you come over here. So if you just wanted to look at like, okay, I just wanted to see like demographics here, or any one of these different things, you can do that. Or like you want to see like the parcels or points of interest around your property, you can do that, traffic counts, etc. So you can do all that as well as putting like parcels or building footprints right from this section. If we want to go back to our search results, we can go back here. And now we're right back to where we started. The other thing you can do is the list view is right here in the middle. And then the analytics. So if you go from the list view, which is going to be all the properties, and let's say you just wanted to look at the owners, you can do that, separate them right here. Say, okay, I want to see which owners are private or public, or, you know, you don't want like the big institutional, you just want to see what's private or the small user. You can do that right here. All right. It just takes a minute to load.
Ricky, can you mute Albert?
Sure.
Thank you. And by the way, there was one question over here by Jason, and maybe you can show on the screen as well if CoStar offer any kind of online tutorials or webinars or what have you. I'm not sure if there's like a resource.
We that's the thing. Right now we don't. We've got like YouTube videos. We're changing the knowledge center right now, so that's not right now. Just reach out to me with any questions, and even if it's a 5-minute Zoom meeting, I can still make the time for you. It's not a problem. Just reach out to me and let me know. We're here to help. You know, we're doing these trainings like all day long, like all week long, so it doesn't matter. It's like even if it's only a few minutes, I can still make the time for you. Okay. And then getting back from what I was talking about, like the owners, you can sort these out by private, public, or the user, which is kind of cool. The other thing that you can do is, you know, when you're in map view or list view, you can go right over to the analytics. So let's say, like when we were looking at our comps or you know, this set here on the map, maybe we cross several different submarkets. You can still get like all the KPIs and it just takes a minute to populate. You can get all this information based upon where you are in the map. It's going to pull it in. It's just going to take longer to load because there's, you know, 15,000 properties here. So you don't necessarily have to just go to analytics to get here. It's populating. It just takes a minute. All right. And what I was talking about was right here, because if we go back to the map, you know, we're in a big, we're covering multi submarkets here. Okay. We're crossing over like several different, so that's just the point that I wanted to make there. Just admit David. Is there any questions so far?
Counting our blessing.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Okay. Okay.
And guys, feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question. So talk to Rick directly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, as far as reports, I'd say probably on a single property, the most popular report is an underwriting report. This is going to give you a very comprehensive view on what's going on with the property. It's going to tell you the rent comps. It's going to tell you the sales comps, the construction comps, market data, sub-market data, you know, demographic, everything you can think of. It's going to take all of these reports from the market, sub-market, demographic, sales comps, construction. It's going to pull them all into one report. Okay. This is the most comprehensive report we have. And you can pull that right here from the property record and run it on a single property. And it's just going to take a minute to generate, but it's probably going to be over 100 pages long. So it's by far the most comprehensive report that we have. But if you just want to run what the rent comps are, you can do that too. You can just when you go to reports, you can just run a rent survey instead. So this is there's 54 sections here. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm not going to sit there and wait for it to load, but it's by far the biggest report that we have, and it's, you know, the most requested. And again, that's just called the underwriting report. Okay. And then the other thing, if we're going back to our results, like let's say like these are the properties that this we ran it. We ran a search based upon like so many units in a certain part of town. You can save this. You can save the search.
From Investors Business Daily helps you make more money in the
So if you save it here, then you can go back to it at another time. So if we go, let me just go here for a second. Go back. So what I'm talking about is the Save Surveys is right here on the menu. If we come down and we look at our Save Surveys, like any survey that you save, you can always jump back into it, and you can also share it with anyone else on the team. So if you come down to like one of these multifamily searches and you say share, you can share it with anyone you want on your team. So you can go, okay, like for me, I would share it with Jeremy or, you know, whoever I wanted on my team, and you guys can do that. But it's just nice because it allows you to get back to where you were before, and so you don't have to recreate your search. Like this one I did back on the 10th, I could just jump right back into the search that I did back on the 10th of September. I don't have to recreate the wheel. It's already been created, and I can just go and look at that. When these new alerts come up, it's going to tell me right here. It's going to give me the alerts. I can go through those properties. These alerts were also emailed to me. So it's just something that I wanted everyone to keep in mind. It's Save Surveys. So that's what's new. And then I guess for right now, I guess I would open it up for questions to see if there's any. Those are kind of like some of the newer things that we just loaded on the CoStar, and I like I said, I'm always available for trainings, and you know, whether it's a 5-minute long training or an hour long, it doesn't matter. You know, that's what I'm here for. So. It looks like I know David is on the call. I know he's a new CoStar user, and we also have Denise. I know we just added her recently too, and there might be a few others. So, like I said, just reach out to me. I'm here to help, and we can do an individual training for you. That's not a problem.
Hi there. I do have a quick question. My name is
Sure,
Tiana
sure.
Charles. I'm with the KW Studio City office.
Okay.
And so
Hi.
my question is, what's the best way? So if I have a buyer, you know, when I'm working with a buyer and I'm looking for properties, what's the best way to send the CoStar listings without the listing agent's information?
Okay. All right. So you can do it a couple of different ways. So if you're in all properties, it just depends on what you just got to make sure. If you hit like the for sale, let me just do one real quick. So let's just take like office. We can go. Take a small sample set. So we can go here to reports and then go here to investment package report, for example. Actually, this I can only do it for one. So if I was going to choose this report, like on your, you can just, if it has like the print sales company, you can just remove that. It's the same thing. Like anytime you send a report, you can choose not to put like whose ever name is on the listing. You can remove that. So let me go. Let me just choose an example here. Let me go here. And if I'm just doing a single report, like on this property, and I want to do that same investment package report. I'm not going to print the sales company. I'm just going to print, you know, I don't even have to print the notes either. So, but if you want to see what that looks like, you could just generate that, and it's only going to, it won't have their information on it.
Okay, so it sounds like there's always an option to whether
You can
or
always,
not-
you can always remove it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good question. Thanks, Kiana. Who else, guys? What we have Ricky on the call. Just feel free to ask questions, even just basic questions. What we have him. And then you know
And then your information will be on the very bottom. So every time like you print a report, your logo will be right there on the bottom. Okay.
Enrique, feel free to share on the chat, share information that you know, how agents can reach out to you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What I'll do is I can put that in there.
Yeah. Whatever works best, email, etc. And then
Okay. Yeah, they can. Yeah. I'm trying to find it on the thing here, Manny. What I might do is I might just have you send out my, or I can actually, if you can send me like the participant list from today, then I'll just email everyone my contact information, you know, that way they have my cell phone, my email, and whichever is easiest, just reach out to me. You can text me, and then we can set up a time.
Hi, I have a question.
Sure.
This is Brigitte Handler. I am with the Studio City office.
Okay.
You know, I was following what you said, but I cannot get the email address of the owner. I find their contact information, but could you go back to that to show us how you found?
Sure. Like, so if you got a particular property, what was the property address?
Okay, I have a listing, so I'll give you.
Sure.
Well, okay, so 600 Sonora. It's someone I wanted to reach out. Sonora.
Glendale?
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay. So if we wanted, we can type in right here from the news tab and go right into a property. And then from there, we can, we're going to zoom to the contacts as soon as it loads here.
Right.
My internet catches up. I'm going to go here to contacts. So if we don't have Roger's information here,
Right.
okay, we just got a number, then I would come here to Adam.
Hold on. It's so small. I need.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, so what did you do?
Okay, I went to the contacts tab, and then I went down and I went to Adam Jarrett. He's the he's the person that's responsible for this listing. And if I click on his name, it's going to bring up this email.
Right.
It's going to put your subject property email address in there so he knows which property you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to CC yourself and then his boss. And then you can put in there like, hey, can you help me find this owner email?
Okay.
And then give them 48 hours. And then they've got, I mean, they're on every property every 30 days, but sometimes they need a nudge. I mean, if you're going to send them like a list of 1,000 names or something or 100, it's going to take them a lot longer to get back to you. And he's probably going to shoot me an email and say, what's going on? But, you know, these case-by-case basis, that's what they're there for. You know, they want to make sure that they got this information. So
if I wanted 6 emails, I can put them all in the same.
Well, what I would do is to give Adam, or because it's going to be a different researcher for a different property. So I would just send for each property. You just send this email for each one.
Okay.
That way they can keep track of it. It's got the property ID right here. It's got the address. It just makes it a lot easier for them to keep track of them.
All right. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome. But that's the way I would do that for sure.
Thanks, Bridget. Great question. Who else, guys? And Rick, I do have your information. I'll do a send a follow-up email afterwards with all the.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, because like I said, it looks like there's several people here, and I would just like to know for my own, just that there's like 16 people on the call, and so that way I can make sure that I mean, it's not a problem. I can figure out which office they're in and stuff like that, but it'd just be easier, I think, if I just had like a list. But up to you.
Sure. Yeah, not a
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys, while we have Rick on the call? Okay, Rick, if you can make me the host back again,
Yes, I will.
I'll appreciate it. And thanks again. That was a great, quick overview. And of course, you guys can, figure most of it out naturally if you're just gonna play with it and go explore the whole, whatever fills the sections. And again, as Rick mentioned, he can make himself available and their team anytime to do like a one-on-one Zoom, etc. Or, if there's something that's worthwhile, we can always bring to the attention of everybody like we're doing right now. So let me see.
Give me a minute here. I got like a couple things open on my screen. I just had to change it back to you here.
Sure, whenever you can make me do.
Yeah, yeah.
Just have to click on my user.
I know. Your user's not showing in the in my bar. Yeah.
I'm the KW rocks. So
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Look at the
Yep, got it. Okay.
Okay, I think I got it now. No.
Yep. Yeah. I just sent it to you, so I just made you the presenter.
Okay. Okay, so can you just drop your screen, the screen share? For some reason I can't take control of that. I don't know why.
I know. Let me see here.
Yeah.
Host. Okay. Yep. It's just.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome, Manny. It should.
There we go. Thank you so much, Rick.
Okay. Good. Okay. You're welcome.
Perfect. We got it.
Great.
Cool. All right. You're welcome to stay, Rick, if you want. One thing to share with you guys. We are, as I mentioned maybe a couple of weeks ago, so we I sent you through the group mass text a message about the commercial marketing menu. So we have pretty much everything set up. We have, I think, like a couple of good templates of OMs and BOVs, etc. And of course, the other stuff, which is the flyers and postcards and whatever you guys need, signs, designs, whatever it is. So I'm gonna most likely get by tomorrow confirmation about all the packages just ready to, good and ready to go. We actually hired a designer that will dedicate his time just for the commercial, our commercial people in the group. And with way more affordable costs than you have out there, specifically for the, once again, BOVs and the OMs. The other is just peanuts. Some things that not cost, some things just once again, just nothing really significant. It's for you guys to utilize, to have one source that will be dedicated to you guys. That's through our forward marketing hub, designer hub, and that will not be, those guys will not service competitors or different KWs that are not part of our group. So once again, they will dedicate their time for you. At the same time, what I'm asking from you is patient with the transition. The designer is experienced commercial, marketing person, but at the same time, each group or brokers, etc., that you guys have your own style and whatever it is. So when you start utilizing the service, give me feedback. Hey, the turnaround time or quality, or maybe, yeah, hey, look at this template that I had before. Maybe you can, guys can utilize that, or whatever it is that works for you. We'd be more than happy to learn and to implement. And that's another step in our commercial group of what we can give you guys. And once again, more great things to come step by step. About contact information, yes, we're going to give you everything, how to reach out, etc., and the full menu of services, so you'll know what we have for now. Any questions about that besides the contact information? Tomorrow, by the way, we have, it's mostly geared to the resi. We have twice a month or every other week, we have our residential or our office, team meeting, sales meetings, etc. But Joey Feldman, who was the head designer for the Ford marketing group, he will talk and share some things. So if some of you guys just want to jump in and see, the first half, I'm going to go over the market stats, residential, but also Gary Keller's about 13, 14 slides for the market, market overview overall in the US, unemployment, and etc. If you want to check it out. And the second half, I'm going to have Joey present a couple of things. So he's going to also mention the commercial piece as well. That's all I had on my end. Anything that you guys want to bring up and talk about? Battery Day, Tesla stocks, David Yashar, Triple Net, 11. What do you have?
Manny, real fast, on going back to the forward living for all the marketing and whatnot, what's the turnaround time typically? For, let's say for an OM or for a presentation package.
So it's a good question. It really depends on what do you want to build. Like from what I know, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, it takes about, it can take about, up to 2 days. It depends on like how much information you want to build. You can have OM for, I don't know, 5. I've seen like 5, 7 pages. I've seen those who are doubled in that, right? BOV. I've seen basic ones. I saw BOVs of like a little handbook. So it really depends how much information you want to put in there. But the basic templates, and we're going to share with you once I'm going to promote it. Besides the pricing sheet, I'm going to say you're going to get a couple of links of like online samples that you can see. You can flip through that, BOV and whatever, and it's like, how, okay, that's the style. So you understand like what quality we offer. Some of you guys using the existing, systems that KW offers or whatever you have, which is fine. But this is going to be a more a professional look in content compared to what KW offers, if it makes sense. Not sure if I answered the question on me.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So,
and then Joey, I love the mask. Good job.
Yeah, very professional mask. Anybody want to share anything else? Or maybe you guys you have some off markets or any needs, etc. Open mic, Michael.
Jason Default here. Hey, I've got 2 off-market business opportunities. I've got a Irish Pub EJ Malloy's North on Atlantic and Long Beach. That's going to be I'll be taking the market here in the next couple of weeks. So I'm just getting done with their East restaurant right now. So hit me up if you got somebody in that market for an business opportunity, possibly the asset as well. We're kind of negotiating that right now. And then I've got Johnny Rebs on Long Beach Boulevard, and that's an asset and business opportunity. 1.1 million for the 2 lots in the building and 500,000 for the business opportunity. So those are both off market, and looking to hopefully get them to market here in the next couple of weeks. But if you've got someone who's in that space, let me know.
Good job, Jason. Thanks for sharing.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Jason, this is Ricky again. Hey, just to let you know that if you have any properties on Biz Buy Sell, now there's a tab on LoopNet. So we have it specifically for businesses for sale. So
Okay.
not sure if you're aware of that, but
Nope.
it's been added now.
Okay. And I also have coming to market in the next 30 days is a warehouse opportunity on Cherry Avenue, just south of the 91. It's about 1,000 square feet, 20-foot ceilings, auto body zoning. So if someone's got someone in that space, let me know as well. About 1.3 million.
Keep it going, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bridget.
Yes, I have a building in Glendale that is somewhat off market. The owner doesn't want it to be advertised on the internet because he doesn't want his tenant to know. It is creative spaces, flex warehouse with 4 recording studios. One of them is high-end audio professional recording studio. 5% cap rate. 3 of the suites are below rent market. All the tenants pay their rent. And 5%, $2,975,000. The high-end recording studio with 1,700 square feet will be delivered vacant. I can send you emails if it's okay. I can send you emails to each one of you since I have your emails from many. I can send you that later on. It's a very good property, and there's so many people that are in the music business that are interested, but it's hard to promote because I cannot do it online.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, and feel free to post to the group as well.
Thank you.
In our Google group over there. That's part of the idea as well. And if you want, you can send me the information. I'll post on your behalf.
Thank you. I will.
Whatever you need. Yeah. Who else?
Manny, it's Omid. How are you?
Yeah, thank you.
So we just got a listing. It's a 5-unit brand new development in South Central LA. It's being offered a 6.5 cap on current income. Fully occupied.
It's not a new, Omid,
Yeah.
not a development. Tell them that it will, oh, you said a new development. I'm sorry, I apologize. I wanted to
David, you're breaking up a bit.
It's
David,
a brand new construction. The building's
Yeah, brand new
there. Not that
construction
they're gonna
development.
develop. You have the land and the building.
Yeah, 6.5% cap rate current. All 5 units are 5-bedroom, 3-bath. They are having us do this as a non-disclosure agreement. So if you guys want any information, reach out to either myself or to David, and we can get you that information. It's 1 master lease for the entire property currently. And you know, it's a solid investment for somebody who has to park money somewhere as a 1031 exchange.
And can you guys hear me? Or
No.
No, David, you're breaking up. Sorry. So you're coming in and out. So it's kind of hard to see you, to hear you. Apologize. Okay. Omid, anything else?
That's all I had. I don't know if Dave may want to add something to it.
Well, if you'll be able to hear him fine. Otherwise, it's gonna, you can't really hear him.
No, same, David.
Let
you don't have a reception.
me move. Give me a moment.
Yeah, David, I'm gonna mute just because.
Hear me?
No, David, I apologize. It's can't hear you right now, so please hold on because it's coming in and out. It doesn't sound right. Anybody else?
Let me move on. Hold on. Okay.
Anybody else has anything else to add?
Me now.
What do you
Hear
have?
me.
All right, guys. Thanks for sharing. If you have anything, please feel free to email it to me. I'm going to post on your behalf for the group. Remember, the group has over 100 commercial agents in the group. So they're going to get your stuff right away. Rick, thanks again, Ricky with CoStar, for your time.
Thank you, Manny.
And I'm going to...
Thanks for your time, everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to share the information as well. So feel free to reach out to Ricky, and see you guys out, again, in 2 weeks, we're going to have another guest speaker, and keep the good hustle and the good work out there, and stay healthy and busy. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Manny.
Manny.
Really appreciate it, buddy.